Last couple of days I have been testing the Matrix PowerWatch 2, or the PowerWatch 2 as it's been rebranded. Now this is a sports GPS watch that you never need to charge. It has some special technology on it that basically uses your body temperature to charge the battery so that you don't have to actually whack it on a charger. And we've been waiting a long time for this, actually, since we had the PowerWatch 1, which didn't have GPS and it didn't have heart rate. This now has both, and we've been really looking forward to this coming out, and the prospect of having something that you never actually have to even put on the plug was something that I personally was really looking forward to. Unfortunately, now that we've got our hands on it after quite a long wait, it's really disappointing for many reasons. And the only thing really that I can see that works well with this watch is that thing that you don't have to charge it. The battery life is there, and it has been since I've been using it for the last 4 or 5 days. With it, I haven't gone long, so I've not done a marathon, that kind of test. But partly that's because this watch has sort of let me down in so many other ways that I'm not really looking forward to doing that. So let me talk about the GPS. I've been out for 3 runs, and 50% of the time it hasn't hooked up with GPS. So I've had to run using the accelerometer, and that is a failing in a big way. It's really laggy and it's really slow. A lot of the times the buttons, when I've been pressing them, haven't actually been causing the screens to change. You can't go deep into any of your stats on this. So things like there are what's called PowerWatch called widgets for sleep, for steps, for calories, and all you see is a top line number. You can't dig deeper into any of those stats like you might be able to on even some of the most basic and kind of cheap sports watches that you get now, maybe like a Polar Ignite. And the big thing about that really is that this watch is very, very sort of highly priced. So you're going to pay 2 or 3 times the amount you'll pay for a 175 Polar Ignite. So you're getting up there to sort of Garmin Phoenix level prices, or at least kind of a Garmin 945. And I have to say that the features in this are just so far below what you'd even expect from the budget running watches now, that in that time that it's taken PowerWatch to come forward with this product, they've really been left behind. Now, to be fair to PowerWatch, they have said that there are going to be updates coming to the PowerWatch 2, over-the-air updates that will improve the feature set of this watch in mid-December and subsequently in January. But if you were to go out, or if you were to ask me, shall I go out and buy this watch now as it is, I would say steer well clear. There are many, many things wrong with it. The app is buggy. It takes a lot of time for the information on single screens to refresh. Information isn't there. If you want to talk about the sleep tracking, which this now has, if you take this watch off and leave it on the bedside table, wake up in the morning, it'll tell you that you've had 12 hours of great restful sleep without any restless moments. So it's still tracking your sleep. It doesn't know whether or not you're wearing it, and that for me suggests that the sleep tracking tech isn't really all there. And then from the perspective of the build, how it feels when you're wearing it, it's quite a chunky number. It's kind of definitely it's thicker than a lot of other sports watches. It's actually quite light, though that's a bit deceptive. It's considerably sort of lighter than some, and looking at the kind of, if you want to call it heft, it's lighter than you would expect. I think the buttons are unresponsive and sort of quite heavy to press. On the wrist, it's fairly comfortable. There's quite a deep bump here, it's kind of deeper than you'd get on most, but it's actually fairly comfortable as it goes for a sports watch, even though it's a little bit on the chunky side. And now my other big bugbear with this is that the backlight. Let's see if I can demo this. The backlight takes. Is it on? It's on. It takes like 4 seconds for the backlight to come on, and then it only takes 2 or 3 seconds for it to drop off. Now, the problem with this is that in the screen, even in sort of normal daylight, isn't the brightest, and you kind of need the backlight most of the time. In the darkness, it's useless. You can't see the screen. Now, having the backlight come on too slowly and then go off too quickly is a problem for me. They've said they're going to fix that with an over-the-air update, which means that they'll be raised to wake. But for me, I'd like to have a setting where I can keep the light on all the time. So that is the Matrix PowerWatch 2. The battery tech is incredible. It's groundbreaking, and this would be an amazing thing to have in most watches. The problem is this is not yet a good running watch.